All right, this deals with zones and pull miles. So the sheet that you're looking at lists the 33 zones that you as a yellow cab driver will be traveling through. And then off to the right is listed what we call pull miles. Let's try to give you a practical example of what this simply means. Let's pretend that Mrs. Green is at 13 Broad Street. That's in zone 1. And she calls yellow cab. The call taker takes the call, puts it into the system within 30 seconds, and now tells the system to go out and find the cab to send this to. Well, the system looks in zone 1, which is where Miss Green is at, and there are no cabs booked in. So what the dispatch system does is it draws a circle, and it goes out past zone 1 to see if it can find a cab in zone 2. But remember, the dispatch system can only send a call to those cabs who are booked in. Well, you, as a yellow cab driver, happen to be in zone 2, and you are booked in, and you are in position 1, R, being head out. Next thing you hear over your screen is a beeping sound that says fair waiting. When you accept the call, you see on your screen, although you're in zone 2, it is pulling you back to zone 1 to go get Miss Green on Broad Street, which again is in zone 1. Can the system do that? Is that okay? Of course, that's exactly one of the strengths of our system, is to pull you. Now here's the question. How big is the circle that the system draws? That's what the pull miles are all about. If you'll look at this sheet once again, zones 1 through 15, that's where about 85% of yellow cab business happens. So what does that mean to you as a driver? It means that if you are booked in zones 1 through 15, and you hear a beeping sound, you know that if you accept the call, you will not travel more than 2 miles to go get that call. As you can tell, when you look at zones 16 through 33, you're going to start seeing some 5s and some 10s and some zone onlys. That simply means the same thing, that if you're in those zones and you're booked in and you accept a call, you may be traveling up to 5 miles to go get a call. Now there again, you may be on top of the address when you receive the call, but at the worst case scenario, you might be traveling up to 5 miles, and then in a couple of examples, up to 10 miles, especially when you're dealing with Wadmalaw and Kewah and Seabrook. Now the zone onlys, what does that mean? That simply means that you have to be in that zone in order to receive the call. You cannot be pulled from another zone to go get those. But the good news is this. For instance, in zone 3, if there was a call in zone 3 and no one was in zone 3, the system puts that call on the bid screen. So you can still get to that call in zone 3 by going to your bid screen and bidding on the call and going to get it. So there you have it. 33 zones, the pull miles to the right, and that's exactly how you work this. So I always encourage all drivers, you might want to keep this sheet in the front seat with you at all times, because this will also help you when it comes to bidding, because the bid screen will show you the zones that there are calls in, but you might not know where the zones are at right yet. And so this sheet will be used as a reference point for you to understand all the different zones that you're going to be traveling in.